Hello, this is my presentation. I did it on AI and its impact on digital ethics. If I pause for a second, my notes are to the side, so I'm just looking off to look at those. My first slide, just an introduction to AI. We all know that AI stands for artificial intelligence, and that's just when the machines are designed to think like humans. For example, things like Siri, and kind of like how Netflix gives suggestions based off of like things you've already watched. AI is already everywhere. And just some keynotes are AI is meant to mimic human intelligence, so the computer will never be smarter than we are. And just AI gets all its information through algorithms and data. So it's important for our data to be neutral and non-biased, which I'll get into later. Next, why AI matters in digital citizenships. It impacts how we interact online. It kind of has us question our privacy and security, and we have to learn how to navigate AI. It impacts how we interact online in terms of our technology and just with online information and whether or not it be true or untrue. So we do need to be careful about that. Questions are privacy, and what I mean is there's a lot of data that goes into AI, so we need to make sure that we know how our data is being used and what they're using our data for, and just navigate through it by learning what's biased content and what's not, learning about how inaccurate it is. And just with digital citizenship, it can teach us kind of how to evaluate and go through all of these things. Next, the opportunity that AI brings. It's efficient and it's innovative. It's extremely accessible, and it's very, you can personalization. You can personalize it, and with that, I just mean again, it's with AI. You can always you can use it to make your education personable, to different things. And then with access, there are all kinds of new access tools. So I'd say like real-time captions are a big one, text to speech and things like that. And then innovative, as in with AI, I've learned that it can like doctors have used AIs to make diagnoses faster. All right, next slide. Challenges of AI. So the challenges that I chose were bias, unemployment, and the misuse of data. With bias, that's the big one. Just because, again, we as humans, we put all the data into the AI for the AI to use. So we just need to make sure that that data is not biased, and that it is neutral, and that we can tell the difference between whether or not content is biased or not. With unemployment, everybody's big thing is the robots are going to take our jobs. So I think we shouldn't, not that we shouldn't give it the opportunity, but I just say don't let the AI get that far. Make sure we're still using our job, if that makes sense. And just the misuse of data, with no vision, no one looking over the kind of data that's going in, it can become harmful because you don't know what they're doing with your data or what's happening, and that can be kind of scary, and that could lead to identity theft or just you being hacked because the AI has your data. Ethical issues in AI. Sorry, I have to flip the page. Are accountability. Should AI be able to make life-altering decisions and just collecting data without consent? I think that we shouldn't give AI the ability to make life-altering decisions in terms of like whether or not you get denied for a loan or whether or not you can get into schools. That's where humility comes into hand. And I think that those are jobs that we as people should know that like we have to do. And just with collecting data without consent, just make sure that we don't give the AI the thing to do that, or the chance to do that, sorry. And that we just need to be careful with what data we're okay with the AI collecting, if that makes sense. All right, the AI's role in digital responsibility, just privacy, digital literacy, and responsibility. Just learn to protect your privacy when you're using AI. Digital literacy comes into hand. Ask ethical questions. Understand how you're working with AI, and just make sure it's ethical. And then in responsibility is just learning how to use AI properly. I'd say for like us as students, use the AI to generate ideas and not so much as make the assignment kind of thing. In the next 5 to 10 years, I'd say AI in hiring, AI making regulations and laws, and then just the demand for AI ethical training. With the AI and training, I think with kind of where the AI is going, that people might have to use AI or might choose to use AI to hire people. Same thing with making regulations or laws. And I think with those being, steps to come, that there should be a demand for AI ethical training, which just means, going into certain fields, you have to learn how to use the AI the right way. Let's see, and then just a call for action. So just making sure you're staying informed, you're practicing ethical AI practices, and that you're just keeping your data safe and protected. Hold yourself to ethical standards and just learn how much of your data is being used and how it's being used, and then just make sure if you're gonna use AI, a good source of AI, if that makes sense. And then these are my references.